Hello, I'm Frank Buckles. I'm the North Langley Community Director for the Greater Langley Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is doing a series of video interviews with candidates in this month's municipal election in Langley City and Langley Township. With me is Jeff Jacobs. Jeff is running for Langley City Council as a councillor. Welcome.
Thank you.
Jeff, tell us a little bit about yourself and why you decided to run for council this time.
Born and raised in Langley, been here 39 years. I started out getting more involved in the community when I started volunteering with the Township of Langley at the rec centers. That led into a youth worker position, which a few years after that led into working with the engineering department, and I've been there for 15 years now. I've lived in the city of Langley the majority of my life, and find it to be a great community. And you know what? I just over the years I've been happy with some aspects of it, and disappointed with others. And you know what? I've thought over the years I can't just keep complaining or talking with other people about the issues. I need to get more involved. And so yeah, this is what I'm doing this time around. Yeah.
Very good. The Chamber has prepared some questions that I've been asking candidates, and I'll get started with one on transit and transportation. In the city, many people in the city use transit, much more so than in the township, because there's more lines that hit the city. And the Surrey municipal election has had a lot of debate about whether the line coming down Fraser Highway, which will come to Langley City, should be SkyTrain or LRT. Do you have an opinion on that, and what do you see are the top transit and transportation priorities for the city of Langley?
Yeah, I definitely have an opinion on it. I mean, I've tried to research it as best I could over the last little while. Obviously, it's a hot topic right now. I'm starting to side more with the SkyTrain idea. If not for anything else, the whole speed aspect of it. I think a lot of people who either want to get downtown or for work or for play, you know, a lot of times they avoid taking transit because of the time spent. You know, so they'll take their car, and I just think SkyTrain is a way quicker way. You don't have to worry about dealing with the traffic and everything else, and I just think you know what, it really is, bringing it here from Surrey would just be I just think it would be a better option for people that live around here.
And what other priorities do you see are important for transportation and transit?
I mean, definitely getting more transit out there. I think at later times and earlier times, you have a lot of people that are working, whether it's inside the city of Langley or outside of it, and I know a few of them that struggle with you know, if they're working shift work, or if you know, in the restaurant industry, getting off at a certain time and knowing that you know, they can only go so far with transit, and then they're going to have to rely on a taxi. I mean, we don't have Uber or anything, or ride sharing here, so it can be a complex issue if that's your only means of transportation.
Right. Okay. Let's talk about housing. You're on the younger side of things,
sure, yeah.
Younger than me.
I get it.
And I think most younger people are certainly having a lot of housing challenges with the cost of housing going up dramatically, and it's harder to qualify for a mortgage, it's harder to get a down payment together, and in the city there are many renters, and it's becoming increasingly hard to find an affordable place to rent. What can the city do specifically to try and ensure that there's a good stock of affordable housing, and what things should it be pushing other levels of government to assist it with?
Sure. Well, yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people that do rent in the city of Langley, and a lot of people that I've talked to are just saying how difficult it is to find rentals in general, but a lot of times getting something that's within their price range as well. I mean, the whole GVRD has a record low amount of rental units. I think it's 0.5%. It's a vacancy level. So, I mean, I don't know how, with house prices as expensive as they are, just owning a home isn't an option for a lot of people. So you have to have more affordable rentals, and we have to be able to be able to change some of our bylaws perhaps in some of the single-family detached homes, possibly getting something similar to a coach house type deal, or some legal basement suites, and really allow, it works twofold because it allows there to be more rental units in the city and more densification in the city, which the city needs to do. And it also allows for people who are in a position to be able to afford or get into the housing market, for them to get a bit of a helping hand by renting out.
Okay. And then the final question I have for you, as a business organization, the Chamber is always asking local governments to do everything it can to encourage business, make red tape as minimal as possible, ensure that businesses have an environment they can thrive in, and help young entrepreneurs to start. What can you, as an individual councillor, and what can council do to make sure that that's a good atmosphere for business?
I mean, from the business owners that I've talked to, they've said that going about getting a license and similar things like that have been fairly straightforward while working with the city. I mean, but they can always be easier, right? I mean, you want to bring new businesses in, and you want to keep the businesses that are there happy. So you have to be able to help them out where you can, whether it's offering incentives to stay there, or just really being able to promote them from a city point of view, being able to promote them out to the community and other communities, to be able to bring other people from other communities into our community.
Yeah, and I think in the city, the Downtown Merchants Association in particular has certainly tried to do that.
Yeah, I mean, having something like losing something like the Cruisin', who was a huge deal to the city of Langley. I mean, they used to be something that we were known for, and I know a lot of businesses were not happy when we lost that. So it was really a strike against the city. And I'm hoping if I'm fortunate enough to get a seat on council, that I can start improving, local events, bringing in more people, starting to get Langley a name known for Langley City as a place where you can have entertainment. You don't have to go outside of Langley City to be entertained and to be part of the community.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Jeff.
You're welcome.